Welcome to round 4 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of April 10th. I'm Terry Morrow, and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
And Nicole Eridix.
Hi there.
As moms of teens and young adults, we've survived those little kid days, yet we're still rethinking the decisions we've made all through our kids' lives and worrying about what's going on right now. Today's Thursday, which means it's time to give in to our obsessing. And today we're obsessing about how different our kids are from each other. Or you guys are obsessing about it. I don't really have the first child, second child thing because we started parenting both of them at the same time. And their personalities are different more because of their disabilities than because of how we parented them. So I will be interested to hear you guys talk about how your first child differs from your second child to see if there is a difference and how that works in normal one child at a time sort of situations. For people who don't start with a 4.5-year-old and an 18-month-old at the same time.
But this is all personality related too, right?
Yeah. But I imagine they say that it's sort of maybe related to you're maybe a more skillful parent with the second kid or less obsessed about every detail or, more tired maybe. I don't know. What's that like?
Right. Well, and like Nicole's are a little bit further apart.
Mine are 5 years apart.
Right. Which I think makes a difference, right?
It does, yeah. Yeah, it could. It does. Although I think some of our, obviously our core values are kind of came across in our parenting with both kids, right? Mm-hmm. So they still have some of those core values, but I really I look at the personalities of them. Mm-hmm. They're two vastly different kids.
Yes.
not to mention gender wise, but like one is very much similar to my personality and the other one is very similar to my husband's. It's kind of funny the way that worked.
Yeah, that's another thing I can't do with my kids because they came from two different gene pools, right. None of them mine or my husband's. So who knows where their personalities come from.
Nature versus nurture.
That's right.
Right?
Yes, my daughter did inherit my anxiety through the just by living with me.
Yes. As did mine. As did my son. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many. It's such a complicated brew of, their personality, their temperament, the birth order, the age difference, the gender difference. Like it just, it goes on and on.
Yeah. But I think, they still, like I said, they still have, they want to work. They want to, succeed. That like all the core kind of stuff is there, but one of them is like feisty and temperamental and the other one's kind of calm and low key. And, one of them is.
And which one are you, the feisty one? Is the feisty one like you, or is it the low key one?
Let's just say I'm not very feisty.
I don't know. You got your Facebook account back. That's got to require some feistiness.
Yeah. But I did a very polite way. Hello, I'm so sorry to bother you, but I'm reaching out with a question, and I hope you can help.
That's just the Canadian in you, isn't it? I'm sorry.
No, that's my personality. I am no. Where my daughter, on the other hand, oh my gosh. Yeah, but then I think too, like, it works for her, right?
Yeah,
it's kind of like it really does. She uses it to her advantage. It works for her,
right?
But yeah, and I think definitely by the time we had my son, we had made a few small changes. No, sorry, my daughter, because my daughter came second. Mm-hmm. We had a few small changes to the way we approach things. And then I was home full time with my daughter. Mm-hmm. So that was, I wasn't home full time for the first year I was, second year I wasn't. And then I was again. So that makes a difference too, I think, in some ways, because they did, my son had more people to kind of interact with and engage with because he was in daycare and childcare.
Right.
Whereas my daughter didn't necessarily have that. So, yeah, I kind of, but I mean, and then that whole birth order thing, that's kind of interesting too, right? Because that can really, like, both of you have daughters who are older.
Right.
Where I've got the reverse. And that's really kind of, that relationship is very interesting to have the boy be the older one. Because there's not a lot of nurturing going on. Maybe that's why she's so feisty. she's had to learn how to stand up to her brother who's 5 years older than her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know I've talked about this before, but my daughter has always, she's only 3 years older, but she's always definitely, she's nurtured. she has been helpful as a just someone who kind of got him, her brother, and just could understand him, could advocate for him, could get through to him when other people couldn't necessarily.
Interesting.
So that's been, and so who knows how that affected both of them, right?
Right.
But I think it's been great that she's in his corner and he knows that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
To have that.
Pretty nice. So, but yeah, I mean, very, very different people, that's for sure. And one funny thing is that, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I just, was very much like, I feel like this is a girl. Like, I just feel like it. And pretty much everybody was saying the same thing, like it just, for no particular reason, but everyone was just like, had that feeling. And it was true, right? So of course everyone felt validated. And so then the second time around, I felt exactly the same, which was awful, but I felt the same. So I was like, oh, it's a girl for sure.
Wow.
It was not. Spoiler.
Spoiler.
That was a surprise.
Yeah.
So, but then, yeah, once he was born, he was definitely his own person.
Yeah.
And still is, for sure.
Do you feel like one of them takes more after you and the other after your husband, or it's just an anomaly?
I don't know. I mean, definitely, like, we have that thing where, like, one gets along better. You know what I mean? With one.
Right.
One kid gets along better with me. And one gets along. I mean, but I would say both. I don't know. I think they both get along with me, but only one gets along with me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly. That's a commentary about we'll leave unsaid.
Yes.
And I was going to say too, like, how about you and your siblings? But then Terry.
Yeah.
Terry doesn't have.
No.
Yep. I have no experience in this area. So, but definitely was shaped by the experience of being the only kid at home.
Yes.
And the star of the show.
Right.
The main character.
Yes, the focus of everybody's attention. That was certainly the case, and it definitely shaped me. So,
but are you more like your dad or your mom?
Probably more like my mom.
Okay.
Certainly in terms of, having inherited the worry about every single thing so then it won't happen thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
yeah, I think, my dad was a lot older and he was he had already raised one child largely by himself, my half sister. And so I was my mom's project for
Right.
sure. I mean, he was loving and supportive and there, but, I wasn't his job.
Right.
That was her job. And so I'm sure I take more after her based on that. Just as we say, with the nurture part of it.
Right.
But yeah,
and Nicole, isn't there a pretty big age difference in your?
Yeah. My brother and I are also 5 years apart.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm the older one, but we were in just two totally different, universes.
Right.
And I didn't really. I didn't really interact with him much. Isn't that kind of sad? I don't think I
mean, it's a big difference when you're 5 or 10 or 15.
Yeah.
5 years is a lot.
And I had so many things going on. And I just was the kind of person that I didn't want to be at home. I was not, I was at home as little as possible. And not I had good parents, but that was just me. I just was restless and always needed to be around other people and doing things. And so I probably missed out on a lot of what happened at home too with my brother. So, yeah, kind of a interesting situation, interesting dynamic when I think about it.
Right.
But,
and see, we were 3, which is already changes things. And then we were very close together. We were all within 4 years.
Oh, really?
3 kids. Yeah. And then I had 3 half siblings that are older that didn't grow up with us. So, yeah, when there's 3 kids, it's 2 against 2 against 1 all the time. Not always the same 2 and the same 1, but there's a lot of 2 against 1 that goes on. So.
Yeah,
but we're all close now, so
that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, my husband comes from 3, and nope, they're not close.
Not close.
One of them is passed, but they were never close.
Yeah.
So it's just it's kind of funny how it all falls into place too.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, my kids weren't really all that into each other when they were younger because they both had their particular needs and were dealing with that. And I don't remember them constantly playing together and being like a unit. But now that they're adults, it's so great because my daughter can drive my son places and I feel like they're getting a little relationship now as adults that maybe they didn't have when they were younger. And in that degree, it's nice to have multiple children also because later on, maybe they're not so friendly with each other if their personalities are different. But if they are, it's nice to know that they have somebody
also
else.
A benefit of having them both still living with you.
Right. That's true.
Is that they have these opportunities.
Yes. I feel like they have much more of a bond now than they did when they were younger. Possibly just because, can you believe how crazy mom is? Well, shut up. I don't know. It's just, that's okay. I'll drive you. Let's just leave her home. I'll drop you off and then I'll go to the mall for a while until she calms down. So, it's not great.
Right. Well, we're a party of 3 here on this podcast.
Yes.
But we don't fight.
You don't, there's not 2 against 1? You guys talking about me behind my back?
Nope. No worries there. But we are going to call it for today's round 4.
Sounds good. Tune in tomorrow when we'll share our roundup of things that we've been using or enjoying lately. that we think deserve a shout out. Find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there, on our Facebook page, or on Twitter, where you will find us at Roundabout Chat.